Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar series for CloudShark. My name is Joe McCachran, and we're going to be talking about how to manage captures specifically using Wireshark and the CloudShark plugin that is available. We are going to be talking about the plugin. I'm going to be really showing you a demo and going for very much a hands-on approach here. Here's a little mugshot of myself here. I'm one of the product managers here for CloudShark. You may have interacted with me in different ways, do a lot of different things here. But we're going to be talking about the plugin. If you've joined us previously on one of our webinars, this is a series that we're doing where we're talking about CloudShark and trying to give hands-on technical information. I will give you just a very quick intro to CloudShark, just if you've never seen it before, just so you know what we're talking about. But in our previous webinar, we were really talking about the collaboration aspects of CloudShark. Understanding that when you're working with capture files now with CloudShark, everything is web-based. So you are looking at a capture file and you're accessing it via a URL. So these URLs are now easy to embed in other applications. They're easy to share. And other elements within CloudShark are also accessible via a URL. So in this example up above, I actually have a filter, a display filter. It's a very common thing you would use when doing your analysis on a capture file. These can now be embedded right in your URLs. So the key takeaway there was the web environment and everything is a URL. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about what do you do with all your captures, and this is especially true when you're using Wireshark. More than likely, if you're doing capturing using Wireshark on laptop or desktop or anything like that, or TShark on a server, you're going to end up with capture files that are going to be all over the place. And these capture files can certainly contain all kinds of information. You may have anything in there that you didn't actually mean to capture, and it might be in that capture file. So certainly developing good and smart ways of dealing with your capture files is an important thing to consider. And we're going to present to you how to do that today with CloudShark, and specifically how to make your lives easier if you are using Wireshark for your capturing and maybe your first pass analysis. How do you now connect that easily with CloudShark? So let's dive right in. I'm going to switch over here and pull up my browser. I'm just going to go to a CloudShark system, and I'm just going to give you a 1-minute introduction here. If you've never seen CloudShark, it's a web-based application. I'm just going to log in here as the admin. And what you'll see here is when you first log into CloudShark, you're going to see a list of capture files. These are all different capture files that have been updated or have been incorporated into your CloudShark system. And what you'll see is anytime you upload a capture into CloudShark, it's going to show up here. And since I'm the admin, in fact, let me just see if I have a capture file on hand here. I'm just going to upload this. This is one of the ways you might interact with CloudShark and upload captures directly through our web browser. And you'll see every time you actually upload a capture, you're going to have a capture file session. So that's really the high-level view. As a repository for all your capture files, you can now perform your analysis. You can search on metadata that's collected on all the captures. And there's a number of organizational ways of managing things. I'm going to switch over to Wireshark. And this should all look very familiar to you. This is my Wireshark system here. I've got a packet loaded in that I'm looking at. And what I have done already is installed the CloudShark plugin. This is something that you can install. You just visit our appliance.cloudshark.org. We have a plugin option here up at the top of our web page. From that page, you can go ahead and download the capture or download the plugin. It's a free download. So after the webinar, if you want to play around or experiment with any of this, you can go download this plugin. And then you can also go request our CloudShark eval and get that up and running. And then you'll have a sandbox for playing around with Wireshark and the plugin. What you'll see is once you've installed the plugin, it's a Lua-based plugin, and Lua is a scripting language that Wireshark supports. What's nice about Lua is it makes it binary compatible, or portable, I should say. So our plugin works across all the same platforms that Wireshark supports. You'll see here under the Tools menu, once the plugin is installed, you're going to see a new menu option here called CloudShark. And under that, there are 3 new submenus. There's a simple About, there's a Preferences, and there's an Upload. I'm going to open Preferences first. And what you'll see is that the plugin behavior is controlled by this Preferences file. This file itself, if you've never looked at Lua, this is actually Lua code or Lua syntax. These brackets here, the double dash brackets, this is how comments can be, multi-line comments can be entered in Lua. You'll see there are a number of variables here. So we have all these variables like CloudShark enable, and it's set to Y for yes. These are how you can control the behavior of the plugin. So if you wanted to turn the plugin off, you could set that to no. There is a concept of a CloudShark URL. That is the system, that is your CloudShark appliance that is accessible via a URL. You also need to provision on that CloudShark system an API key, and I can show you that in just a moment. That's sort of the administration side of CloudShark and how you get access to the web API. You can also set up a number of tags so that when captures come in from your plugin, they're tagged with certain keywords. They can be a comma-separated list of things here. We also allow the options for a user and password if you want to enable authentication. And we also have some TShark specific things that I'm going to get into in just a moment, but I won't get into the TShark just yet. So let me close this and just show you an example. So our plugin works either with a live capture or a loaded capture file. Either one can be sent to CloudShark. So this example is a static capture I've loaded. I'm not doing a live capture. But let's say I decided that I need to send this to my CloudShark system because I want to archive this. I want to now share this with other users in my network. It's very easy to do if I've previously provisioned the setup to work with my capture appliance. I simply go up to the tools and hit the upload option. It's going to prompt me for an additional tags if I want to. I'll just give an additional tag of webinar. And I'm going to give it a capture name of, I'll just call it webinar.cap. And I hit OK, and it's going to send that capture file to my appliance. And it actually opens a browser window. You're using your default browser for you automatically. And you'll see that now I have that file in CloudShark, and I can now share that with somebody if I desire. In fact, I even have a filter that's already set up for me. So now I could take this URL and I could send this to somebody else who has access to CloudShark, and they'd be able to log in and see the same setup, the same view that I've already created. So you can see that that concept is pretty straightforward. So let me now do the same type of thing using a live capture. So I'm just going to go in to capture here and start capturing on my EN0 interface. And actually, why don't, just to make it interesting, why don't I do something like load a Google page here. Okay. So actually, let me clear this up. And one of the things I didn't mention before, since I had the filter applied within Wireshark, that's how the filter ended up in the view for me automatically. It basically brings the filter for you as well. So let me stop this capture, and actually I'll leave it. I'll leave it running here, and while it's running, why don't I just upload this while it's running? I won't bother with any tags at the moment. And now you can see I've got a capture, I've got 11,000 packets. What happens is when you upload a live capture, you're going to basically have a snapshot of your capture at a moment in time, and that would be sent to CloudShark. So if I went back now and worked with this capture some more, I may have additional packets, and I may want to send this again. So you have to decide when you can see now I'm up to like 25,000 packets. You have to decide when you're working with this, does it make sense to do live captures? It might, or do I want to stop the capture and send that? There's different ways that you could be working. I'm just going to stop this right here for the moment while I take a look at this capture. So a number of things you can do once you've moved your captures from Wireshark into CloudShark. Very common one would be to open our analysis tools, take a look at the protocol hierarchy. That's going to tell you a little bit about what's in your capture in terms of the different protocols, and we'll show you what frames are there, how many frames for each protocol. If there was a specific issue you were looking for, you'd be able to take a look. Let me just see if there's any DNS traffic. Okay, there is. Let me just select on that, and we'll display that DNS traffic for you automatically. So that's one useful way to start perusing your capture file. Let me go back to Wireshark now and take a look at the configuration one more time. And take a look at the preferences, because I now want to show you how this works with TShark as well. So a lot of our customers are often automating using capture tools. TCP dump is a very common one, but some of our customers also use TShark as well. So I want to show you how easy it is to integrate this plugin with TShark automatically, so that if you're capturing, you can have your capture sent automatically to CloudShark. To enable the TShark support, you just have to enable it using one of our options. There's there's three options. You can set it to yes, which is an auto mode, or you can set it for prompt. The difference is when TShark is running, it'll either prompt you to say, do you want to send this capture, or it will do it automatically. So we'll try both of those right now. Let me just save this. No, I didn't change anything. And let me open up a capture here. And I'm just going to start a TShark capture from the command line. I'll give it an interface, EN0. I'm on a Mac here. And I'm just going to, for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to say capture 100 packets. And I'm going to just let this run. And you'll see, ooh, right away I captured 100 packets. And you'll see now that I am being prompted down here. Do I want to send this capture file off to my CloudShark appliance? And I'm going to say, yes, I do. And do I want to specify some tags? I'll just specify TShark as a tag, and I'll use the default name. So now this has been sent off for me automatically and presents me with a URL here. I'm just going to copy that and open that in a browser. And I should have a capture session with 100 packets. If I take a look here, in fact, here's 100 packets. If I take a look under more info and look at the tags, I should see a tag that says TShark, which I added. And I also see this other tag, demo. You might be asking, well, where did that come from? Well, when I set up the API key, you can also specify tags on the CloudShark server side using the API key. So this API key has associated with it a tag of demo. So you end up with two tags here. Let me go back into the preferences for my plugin. And this time I'm going to change this from prompt mode. I'm going to change this over to auto mode. Realistically, prompt mode would be something that if you were debugging interactively, you might on the fly want to decide if you're going to send captures or not. If you were creating automation or something that would be doing captures for you automatically, you might want to just send those automatically into CloudShark, and you could prune them out later. So let me just set this to yes and close this out. I could also be editing this right from the command line as well. So now let me do this again. I'll set this to 200, and we should see that once I've hit 200 packets, the capture file would be uploaded automatically. So let me just go ahead and do this. And it's sent automatically. So I can see I have a number of traffic since I'm running the webinar here. There's a lot of traffic going on my EN0 interface. So let me open this up. Take a look at this capture. So I should now see this capture has 200 packets associated with it. What I'm going to do, although let me just see what I have in here for packets, just to show you how easy it is to share, I'm just going to go into this capture here. I'm going to go into the sharing tab, and I'm going to make this public. Against maybe it's not such a good idea since I just grabbed this, but I think it's all right. So I'm going to make it public, and I'm going to save this. And I'm going to go over into my GoToMeeting chat here, and I'm going to send you this URL to the entire audience. And so everybody should see that now, and you should be able to click on that and actually see my capture. And that's how easy it is to share captures in this environment. So hopefully, if I take a look, I can see, if you look at the view count here is 4. Let's see if anybody else logs in and tries that. We should see that go up as, yep, we see it's gone up to 6. So somebody's clicked on that, so thank you for doing that. And you can peruse the data. Hopefully we didn't reveal any information we didn't want to. So what the plugin is going to give you is this really easy way of syncing up your captures with Wireshark into CloudShark. And it makes it a really easy way if you've installed this on your Wireshark systems that anytime you need to archive off a capture, you can use the plugin to do that. And then you don't have to know exactly the API details of your CloudShark appliance. You don't have to worry about how that's set up. The plugin will remember how to do that. And so it's a one-time provisioning step. And then you're ready to work with both Wireshark and CloudShark. And I will show you, it does go the other way as well in terms of working with CloudShark. If you wanted to bring a file locally and still use Wireshark, it's totally possible. You can just simply hit the download button that we have available for all our sessions, and you can download the capture file either in its original format, or you can download it in a PCAP NG format that would include any annotations that you added would also be included in the capture file. So that's really it for today. This has just been a quick preview of working with our plugin. It's really simple to do. It's really simple to get started. You just simply go download it, install it with your Wireshark instance. In fact, the plugin will work with cloudshark.org, so you don't have to fully deploy your own appliance if you want to just experiment with it. It would mean that captures would be getting sent up to our demo site, but you can play around with that and see how that works for you. So I'd encourage anybody to go over to our site and check out the plugin and possibly check out a eval of the appliance and try that all out. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them now and try anything else out. You can go down into your question box and just type in the question and I will answer it. So somebody's just asking about platform support. As I mentioned earlier, our plugin is Lua based, so it does work on any of the distributions that Wireshark already supports. We don't have installers for every platform, so if we don't have an installer for your particular platform that you're running on, you can take our generic Linux Unix one. It's a TGZ file. You can just untar that and install those Lua files in your Wireshark plugins directory, and that will get you working. Okay, well, if that is it for everybody, thanks for participating and joining us. We'll have another webinar next month to show you some additional tips and tricks on CloudShark, so join us again, and happy packet surfing. My name is Joe, and I've been your host today, and we'll talk with you real soon. Take care.